Hi there, YouTube. It is I, the one, the only Naudia, Exotica, and I'm hoping that the wind isn't disturbing. I hope the wind chimes aren't too loud. I hope the dog barking down the street isn't distracting. Mainly because this is a whole other kind of genre of content, a video that I'm dipping my toes in, so I need it to go as smoothly as possible. And for those of you who maybe are new to my channel, you've never seen me before, hello, I'm Naudia Exotica, okay? I'm a loudmouth transgender bitch who talks hooking and whoring and everything else in between. So I ended up, okay, so here, listen, there's something going on in the fashion world and things kind of really just happen and then they're over with. You know what I mean? I notice that a lot on Instagram, on Twitter. I follow fashion Twitter. I love fashion Twitter. But yeah, so it kind of came and went. But luckily, I ended up scooping up this article before it was privated, because I know the other one was like, it's behind like a paywall. Oh, also, I ended up printing this out because I was on the printer printing out labels for stuff and was like, this is kind of the most convenient way to do this right now. But I just have to show, okay, shameless self promo real fast. These are little compact brush mirrors. Okay, and they have a retractable brush, as you can see, and on the mirror it says Exotica Mob. So right here. Okay, so that's why I printed. I'm like, it was just easier for me at the time to just print it out. Okay, so here's the latest. When I immediately saw this, I think it was from, I'm pretty sure I initially saw this on someone's Instagram story who's like a fashion mogul. And then I kind of dipped into the comments and such and was like, all right, you know, interesting. Observe, don't absorb. And it was very reminiscent of when like some weird side of Twitter, which is now all of Twitter practically, caught wind of Michelle Lamy and was like, this is one of Hollywood's secret cult witches, and she, you know, because look at the way she looks, she's got black soot on her fingers, and just nonsense, just complete nonsense. And this kind of inspired the same feeling initially, but also I do have to say, I'm not trying to convince you to think one way or the other. It's just to put this out here, okay? But okay, so basically what occurred was, I believe his name is Duran Lantink. During Paris Fashion Week, he was showcasing his collection, and just the 5-second clip that you see on Instagram and Twitter is what appears to be a man walking down the runway with prosthetic breasts, which, by the way, are used constantly in drag, right? And it was just like, I think a pair of jeans, maybe a belt, and just the prosthetics. And you don't really even get any sort of backstory. Like the caption didn't really say much. So I had to go digging. Apparently there was also the opposite. Like it was like a more feminine person wearing a male chest piece, like prosthetic chest piece with abs and pecs, and is toned. I think that was initially, I'm pretty sure that was like the first thing that came out. But of course, because of the shock value and because of the whole premise of the collection, people were very, you know, riled up. They were up in arms. And I'm not, again, I just have to say, you can feel that way wholeheartedly. It's all up to you. It's your prerogative. But I just wanted to kind of make this to remind people, because I'd even seen like the very artsy type get very pissed off, and you know, but they just kind of seem to lose track about the fact that this is art. It's artwork. Fashion entails a bunch of different components, and one of them being art. Sometimes it commingles with politics. Sometimes it commingles with certain other themes, you know. And art is obviously subjective, but it's meant to kind of like be thought-provoking, and also instill confusion, anger, passion. It's supposed to inspire a lot of different feelings depending on the intent. I mean, come on. But I want to read this article real fast. So Duran Lanting's Fall/Winter 2025 to 2026 collection showcased the designer's signature approach to unconventional silhouettes marked by exaggerated foam padding and anatomical distortions. The collection explored themes of cosplay, freedom, and the rejection of established fashion norms. I feel like that's like a common one, right? Lanting's design language featured shoulder lines extending beyond the ears and hip protrusions that challenged traditional notions of beauty. Metal bands were used to create floating skirts, geometrically altered trousers, and unconventional denim designs. The show's setting a partially renovated office space featuring employees providing ambient vocals. The designer embraced bad taste aesthetics, incorporating loud animal prints, which, by the way, I fucking love. I love that. And my best friend Banana P constantly makes fun of me for it. And camouflage pattern, which I will wear camouflage too. These were juxtaposed with more conventional elements such as plaids and a padded barbar jacket. The padded jacket demonstrated the potential for wearable avant-garde design. The collection's opening and closing looks featured latex tops designed to resemble muscular male torsos and pendulous breasts, respectively. These pieces challenged conventional gender representations. The designer emphasized the wearer's positive reactions to these garments, suggesting a celebration of individual freedom. Now, there were a lot of people who are kind of like, listen, you could walk down the street, go down to, I don't remember what they said, Castro. I'll use Castro as an example, and see the same exact thing off of a runway, right? Go to a drag bar, go to fucking Asia SF. But regardless, there were still people very hostile about the whole thing. Okay, listen, you're absolutely allowed to feel that way because again, that was what it was intended for, okay? Thought-provoking art. That's kind of the whole gist of it. Have you never seen people wearing like lampshades down the fucking runway, or even like these very weird shapes, like cutout shapes and just a bunch of foo-foo? Duh, it's literally supposed to make you question things. And I find it very difficult to believe that some of these very artsy-fartsy people don't watch Drag Race or haven't seen one of these before being implemented in fashion, okay? But again, you're allowed to feel how you feel. That's the whole point of it, okay? So, I just kind of wanted to be the beacon of reminding you that it's art after all, okay? So, yeah. Anyways, I'm still a novice in this shit. I mean, I've always loved art. I've always loved runway fashion. I would sit in Barnes and Nobles and like gawk at the fucking Vogue magazines, Elle, Vanity Fair, all the other ones, like, and take them home, cut them up, and do collages. Like, I love this shit. So I kind of want to bring more stuff like this to my YouTube, after all. And mark my words, one day I will be invited to fashion shows, and I will be sitting along the runway, taking in the artistic beauty, okay? So anyways, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or video requests, feel free to email me. My email is naudiaexotica@gmail.com. Follow all my links at naudiaexotica.com, and also don't forget to read my blog, which is naudiascuriotrove.com. Become a member today by clicking the first link in the description, and also shopexoticamob.com for all your bohemian chic needs. And until the next video, you will be hearing from me very soon.